Yo, welcome to the PM session stream, the last silver bullet for the week. Let's chill out a little bit. Let's be vibey. A little bit of background music, maybe. Okay, looks like the markets shook. Wait. I need to make it a little bit quieter. Alright, looks like it shook off the potential bearishness for the potential continuation lower with all of this price action in here, and it's kind of setting up another rally up, and the consecutive encroachment of the opening range gap for Friday coupled with the London session high is kind of where my attention resides right now, as it is. Let's check 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. So 15-minute chart, we've taken relative equal highs, but we also formed an inefficiency. Let me see. This candle's close 62.25. This candle's open 62.25. So no difference. So that's a standard 15-minute fair value gap. Right there. And I like how the bodies respect the low of that opening range gap. That's showing me the discount sensitivity and basically making me favor more bullish bias, more bullish stance going into the PM session. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And that's how I'll be going with it. 8 more minutes till the silver bullet will start. Dip. Yeah, recently I found out this little hack, I would say. Maybe that's not like a hack, but like a cool or interesting feature when using the Trade-O-Wait through TradingView, that you can actually set up the order like this, and it will kind of like keep moving with the price. You can change it and modify it however you want, and I believe this might be like useful to keep it like this in case like quick market action. So this should help avoid missing a trade that moves quickly away. Right, and that's kind of like what it is right now, this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. Let's see if we can get a potential return into it and how we can work with that, if at all. My initial draw is going to be towards the London high and the consecutive encroachment of the opening range gap. And yeah, with that said, we'll see how it goes. Look how nicely you can modify the orders in a reasonable way. That's pretty cool. This is not necessarily the idea that I'm looking for to enter on, okay? But I'm just having the orders or the order kind of like prepared for potential entry, potential setup that may be there at some point, right? So this is what I'll be trying to use going forward. And yeah, that should also be able to kind of like help me focus on one side on the marketplace that I might want to be working with, because I believe I would need to like cancel this project order and open a new one if I wanted to change to short. Otherwise I can only buy with this one, either by limit or stop limit or market. So yeah, limit is always best if can be afforded. But yeah, 4 minutes, and we'll see what we get. I will be looking for something though. But it will need to afford me some measure of logic that I like. I'll draw on liquidity that I can clearly see where it's going and how it might deliver it. Otherwise, obviously, otherwise I'm not looking to push the button for the sake of pushing the button, obviously. And yep, another day in the trenches. Just another day in the trenches. Yeah, I believe this order might be also tricky for someone new watching me, and someone could think that I will be buying this. This order is just in case. Just in case I want to calculate my position quickly and maybe engage with it. Alright, so 2 minutes left. A rather small and consolidated opening range as it is for the PM session. First presentation right here. And it actually works as inversion for value gap right now. We tapped into it. So yeah, the sell side on the near term resides here below this low. It's linked to the 15-minute fair value gap also. And there is a lot of convergence around this level, around this area. We had also relatively good highs in that close proximity to it. So yeah, curious how it will deliver. Let's see. It's poking above this high. This candle in here could act as potential bullish order block. But yeah, it's too close to the target in here for me to engage it. There's no setup for silver bullet here right now. So let's see, my initial idea about the draw is that we can reasonably likely trade higher to the London high and the opening range gap from today. But if we go there from where we are, then there is probably no setup to be taken in that case. All right, slow start so far. I would love to see some inefficiencies being formed, some imbalances that I could possibly work with. It's Friday. We had pretty significant sell-off today, but I'm not sure if that's the start of a larger, more pronounced retracement on the daily chart. I wouldn't be too surprised if we took it higher going into next week. So probably remains to be seen, but yeah. So yep. It's technically in a striking distance to that London high, but the thing is that because it's so close, because it already took buy set here, because it's so extended, there is no real silver bullet there at all. Plus there is no fair value gap that formed or forming anyway, so it is what it is, kind of, right? If it goes there, it goes there. We'll see if it will turn around or what it wants to do. Hopefully we will see some movement. and not just stagnate price action, but yeah, whatever it will be, and I'll take that. All right. London high about to be smurfed. Well. There we go. No inefficiencies as it is for now, since 2 o'clock. Everything is overlapping. Yes, it moved a little bit higher here. Yes, I wanted to see it go there, but it offered no opportunity for any kind of entry or anything really. So yeah, let's keep watching, keep waiting. That's what it is. That's the reality of things. It's not always moving nicely, quickly, smoothly. Majority of time it's something like this. So yeah, it's already Friday, it's the last session of the week, it's already late into the week. I took 3 losses this week altogether. 2 times I was completely wrong about the draw. 1 time I kind of messed up the entry. And I feel kind of good about it, to be honest. I was thinking that it might cause me to feel a little bit anxious about starting the series with a losing streak, but I have to admit that I'm not too chubby about it, so pretty fine. All right, it's storming towards that opening range gap from Friday. I was watching for this candle here, offering a potential for a fair value gap form, but it denied it with this run lower right now. I will annotate this discount week that's over top of the London high. So this is something I'm watching right now, how price will trade around it. And I'll take a peek, sneak a peek into what do we have. What do we have in terms of potential gaps or liquidity pools above that consecutive encroachment? We do have those relative equal highs here for sure. That's reasonable, and then we have the high altogether there. And on the upside, these levels seem or look the most salient, I would say, if it will want to show any measure of continuation. So let's see. So I better bring my orders a little bit higher. Still no fair value gap since 2 o'clock. Mr. Nasdaq, speak to me, please. Mr. Nasdaq. Hello. It's holding around this week, respecting the upper half of it, and now it shows a larger candle expansion. I would like to see it reach up into this fair value gap up there. That's a very, very nice little inefficiency that it could draw up into. So at this moment, if that's the case, I would not like to see it go back inside of this week. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see still no fair value gap. There is potential that we'll see an inefficiency form on this candle because it was a large one-sided candle, right? So this type of candles usually form fair value gaps imbalances, but not today. It's already closed in, so interesting. First 15 minutes almost, and not a single fair value gap formed on 1 minute chart. So I guess this is like a little bit more chill type of session, because yeah, the price isn't doing too much at this moment, so I don't want to overproduce myself. And when it's salient to point to something, when there will be something that I like or it's worth mentioning, I will be mentioning that, but I might be also dialing a little bit back. There is a volume imbalance in here, which if this candle high stays as it is, it could, that would be a fair value gap in here in some sense. So that might be our first inefficiency for the PM session in here. Very gentle one, but nonetheless. Alright, looks like we have relative equal highs there, and we have this inefficiency to this high. I might zoom in this a little closer so you can see the separation. It's small, but it's there, and there is a volume imbalance up here, so that's the actual fair value gap, and that's a SIBI. Sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Alright. And we left a little pool of buy side liquidity in the form of relative equal highs right before the opening range gap consecutive encroachment. So far failing to reach up into it. And second SIBI being formed right here. And there is this bullish order block I'm gonna point out too. Alright, so this two inefficiencies in here after first 15 minutes may bring something to the party. We'll see what it will be, but that offers a little bit hope that the PM session might deliver some little run here and there. So yeah, there we booked the order block. But right away we are smashing through it into the first presentation for the PM session. And a very large candle reaching lower. Likely going to be reaching into this 15-minute fair value gap here right now. So let's see how we deliver there. That's some measure of displacement. Okay, interesting. Sell side being taken out, and we tap into this 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So maybe I take this off because it gives a little, I mean, few more lines that kind of bother me. It kind of bothers me. And if it's salient again, if I will be looking for a trade, then I will add it right away. But right now I'm watching the quadrant in here of the opening range gap that overlaps with the 15-minute fair value gap. So this is a high probability PD array by definition. And because it's a bullish revival gap, its original characteristic is sending price potentially higher. All right, nice slide. But now I'm curious whether we can recoup and start grinding back up higher, eventually reaching this inefficiency here, and the buy side and the opening range gap consecutive encroachment. That's kind of what I have in mind. This run lower was very quick and it didn't really offer any return to a fair value gap for a entry purpose on this time frame at least. So it's more like a shakeout move to take anyone who was long out. And maybe we'll see a run happening later on, but we'll see. No biggie if it don't. But at least now we have some imbalances, some structure that we can work around and get a better idea. So far the 15-minute inefficiency offers nice support in the upper half, and the sell side was taken here, and this large CB that we have, this displacement, if we are going higher, it should go in the upper half of it, right? So I'm watching whether we can actually inverse this level at this moment or at this point. That's what I'm kind of personally interested in, but yeah, we'll see what we get. Alright, so we are reaching into the first presentation here. That also should get inversed rather easily if we are going to go higher indeed. I will add my brackets here again, just in case something facilitates itself around here. Where is the stop? All right, so right now I'm watching whether we can close above this large CB. If we can, and then find some support in the upper half of it, I'll be more prompt to look for the longs to clear the relative equal highs and into the opening range gap consecutive encroachment, something like that would be fairly reasonable. Expectation, I guess. So yeah, we already closed in the upper half, so that's a good sign for this to actually go higher. All right, now it traded to the low of that SIBI. Let's see if it offers any discount sensitivity here. It does initially, so that's nice, that's interesting. Alright, it closed slightly below it there. So the original function of a CB like this would be reprice to it and then offer lower prices run towards this low, right? And yeah, we moved into it. We didn't close it completely. We did close above the consecutive encroachment, so that's already a little bit sus. But nonetheless, we are moving outside of it. So if it respects the lower half again now, it could still be proposing lower prices. That's why I'm kind of like still waiting for it to show me more intel. And yep. Alright, so this is the return into this 15-minute inefficiency, and now we touch the lower quadrant and the consecutive encroachment of this inefficiency. So, and we've taken sell side here. So this is an area where a turtle soup idea could form, and this is an area where it could be potentially turning around, I believe. Let's see what we'll get. Another CB in here. If that could get inversed, I'll potentially look for a long there and aim for like a 1 to 2 type of idea. Something like this, if price could close above it and then return to it as potential support. If we turn around here, right? If we turn around here. If not, then I will obviously abandon the idea. Alright, close below the consecutive encroachment and the quadrant here. Not ideal, but permissible as long as we could reject that quickly in the next candle. So I'm watching that closely. Right, it kind of seems like it's not showing any solid or proper signs of discount sensitivity in this area, which eventually could lead to a run on this low in here. There are kind of relative equal lows right here on the near-term basis, and yeah, it looks like it's quickly reaching towards them. So well done in here. A lot of sell-side liquidity is also resting below this low for sure, as it's the last low before all of this run up, and it's around the low of the opening range gap. So well, it looks like it's really speeding up towards the sell side here at this moment. I will take that 15-minute fair value gap off because it takes a lot of the screen lays, and I will annotate this inefficiency here. That's the last inefficiency before running out the liquidity here. So looks like it lines well with the dollar index reaching for its old high right now. So it's bulking up some strength, and that puts the pressure on the indices, and it sold off quite nicely in here. Yet it didn't offer too many opportunities. Like, that was the only opportunity really that was reasonable, I would say, to take it down. And yeah, I'm still kind of not convinced that it's gonna, or that it wants to really sell off here, and it might be more of a trap. We'll see though. Let's see. I'm watching this fair value gap here. I really want to see price trade up into them first, so I can get like more insight about potential strength or weakness that it holds. So yes, now we are trading up into this CB after we've taken relative equal lows sell side liquidity. So it would be key for continuation lower towards this low. It would be key for this inefficiency to not close in the upper half at all, and that could then send us potentially lower. I assume. Five-minute chart. Yeah, the sell side in here is kind of like the most reasonable. Do I wanna be short this session here after this run? Do I wanna be short? Not really, I think. Not really. Alright, we are poking above this. Let's see if we can close. We do. So this is a potential inversion for value gap here. Let's see the first candle, but I like this one though. I like this one to get inversed and potentially start retracing back into inside of the range. But yeah, I don't want to hop on it just because it's there. I would love to see it prove itself a little bit first. Okay, I'm watching closely this inefficiency, thinking that it might potentially act as a bullish inversion for value gap. You already traded to it once here, second time we trade consecutive encroachment, now reacting off of that. So if you can touch to it again, can I change it to limit? Yeah, I can, sure I can. Something like this I would have in mind. Yeah, so let's set up the order here. Let's see if we can come back to it again. We might, but we might not also. So let's see, let's see. All right, so it tapped me in, and now we'll see whether this has any validity to it or not. Nonetheless, the last trade of this week, will it be 0.4, or can we grab that one W for the week? Let's see. So the idea is that we run out those relative equal lows in here, inversion fair value gap, and likely run up into the range that was very inefficient. All of those red boxes are inefficiencies that we can reach up into it potentially, and pull back, just pull back inside the range, not even needing to take the high altogether, right? That's kind of like the idea. And now we'll see what we will get. It's really important to see the body stay in the upper half of this inversion and be rejecting that, because yeah, otherwise it's not good. It wicked in the lower half, but the body stayed inside the upper half. So now I want to see it leave this inefficiency here. All right, let's see if we can close above it. That would be ideal. And start moving away from it, because we already spent like about enough time for it to move. So time is ticking though, time is ticking. A quick run above this short-term high would pretty much confirm that this should be all good. It should be all right. So now as price left this inversion fair value gap, preferably we don't jump back into it again. We can touch it, but it should kind of like reject it quickly. Like touching this high like this, it's fine. That's completely permissible. But going inside the lower half, that's really not good, not ideal. It didn't close below it though. It went below it, but right before the candle closed, it snapped back above the consecutive encroachment. So it really needs to spike higher here. It really needs to do that if it's good. And my idea is basically that after we've taken the relative equal lows here, after this rather quick rundown, that didn't offer too many opportunities to get in, and now spending time inside of this area like this, a lot of people may want to think that this is the opportunity to get inside the move and see another leg lower, which, yeah, it could happen though. I'm not saying it's impossible. I might be wrong, but that would be a sneaky idea to just pull it back deeper inside of the range, right? But yeah, so far it's spending way too much time inside of this inefficiency. Yes, it's respecting its upper half, that's great, but it's a little bit too many candles inside of it for my liking. So my stop loss could be in danger though, but if it's stacked, it's stacked. I will take it though. I will live with it. But let's see. One more time, it's snapped in the lower half and then rejects. Closes above. It should be pushing this away, shaking it off. Right, I mean, it spent enough time inside of this and it did enough mohawks below the consecutive encroachment, so if it's gonna run, it should do it quickly now. It should move really fast. Still teasing me. Alright, so this is pretty much the time for it to shoot up and not look back at all. Just take it to the back to the range, to the inefficiency here, this CB, to the first printed for value gap. That's kind of like what I'm looking for, and we'll see. it's spending way too much time in here. Way too much time in here. Can it deliver still? Yes, I think so. But the longer we stay like this, the probability of me getting stopped out with this stop loss is also growing. So yeah, the longer it stays like this, it's not good for the trade, for this particular trade. But yeah, the rules are rules, and my rules say that after I enter, I don't touch it really, just let it go. But yeah, this spending so much time in here would be a red flag for sure, and that would be or could be a warning sign that could prevent a potential stop out. But yeah, it's just a trade, just one position. Let's just stick to it and accept the result, whether positive or negative on the balance. We will be going into the last hour trading very soon, so I would reasonably expect that pullback higher outside of the range. Yeah, okay, so it looks like we will be tapping that short-term high here soon, or at least attempting to do so. Quick run through it and we are good. So yeah, that's the run, and now it should really extend higher. Then we are really good. I don't want to see any rejections here, because if it does, then I don't like that though. Alright, and now snap it quickly higher. Pretty please. I like the close. I like the close. Now don't give away the range. Just keep stretching. Keep stretching. First presentation for the PM session here. Always reasonable expectation on the upside, and my target is ahead of it, so I should be fine. I should be fine though. Nice stretching. This inefficiency here, this fair value gap, preferably no resistance at all, and just snap through it. That's what I would like to see. Little rejection is fine, but not like a huge displacement lower, right? And we'll see what we get. Right, so the take profit is in crosshairs for the first time this week. Definitely the closest bullet to profitability this week. Still, I don't know, it might fail, but that's my best shot for sure. Let's see how it goes. Just a little bit more, just a little bit more. There was an immediate rebalance right there, technically, or almost, so I would really like to see it keeping up the momentum on the upside. Well, this type of rejection is problematic unless it stops right away. So overtaking this down candle on this candle, very important. Otherwise, oh. But yeah, good fight so far, good fight. Let's keep fighting. There is a little busy overlapping with the lower quadrant of that opening range gap. But yeah, this type of rejection, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right. This is somewhat problematic. And we need to not use this as inversion, because yeah, we did close below it. I'll zoom in a little bit more. We closed below it right away. Now return to it, and it's important to not show any inversion characteristics to it, because if it does, then I'm likely to get stopped out eventually. So this is important now to smash back above it, and then we could be good, or we should be good though. Yeah, that's nice, that's welcome. Just don't reject it. And keep pushing, keep on pushing, bro. Nice. That's good. Now preferably stay above it, and we should be seeing the run. I like the fact that it failed to touch the inversion fair value gap in here. I like that fact. That can suggest a potential strength behind this still. So let's see, let's trust that it will deliver, right? It might not, it might turn around and get me. Then it is what it is, but all right, so that's iffy. That's kind of iffy now. But let's just relax and watch what it will actually do. Because yeah, at this point I have no real impact, nothing I can do about the price to book the way I want. So no control. I gave the control to the marketplace, and I trust that it will drive me safe to the take profit. But if it will choose to not to do so, then what can I say? Next time I need to choose a better driver. Probably. So yeah, it looks like we'll be returning back to this inversion fair value gap. And yeah, it's pretty much balanced at this moment with the measure of how much price action was traded up and down. It's pretty much a balanced price range. So it really should not close below consecutive encroachment, but I don't know if it won't, right? At this point, I would prefer to see it reject that quickly. And yeah, it's reasonable. It could happen, but will it happen? It will probably show in the next couple of minutes. Surely. All right, back to the entry price. After falling short of 9 handles off of the potential profit objective. And we are still basically rolling into the last hour of trading today. Sticking to the idea that it could pull back inside the range towards the first presentation or the PM session. All right, I don't like that. I don't like that. It's really problematic. I wouldn't be surprised if it stops me out here. Yeah, a little bit sad, nonetheless. It was pretty close to hitting the objective, but yeah, it is what it is. Close below the consecutive encroachment, really unfavorable. So yeah, still fighting, but it looks like I'm losing the fight. I need a comeback story here. Yeah, and the unavoidable is likely to tap me on the shoulder. Well. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. Nonetheless, I think that was a great week, even though the results and the bullets were not always on point. But I liked it. I liked it. Overall, I think lots of good work was placed for the week, and yeah, I mean, let's add another point. A comeback story is really required, looks like. A comeback story. And yeah, quick overview about what happened in my opinion. The idea was reasonable, but the problem was how much time it was spending in here. That was already like a red flag. I didn't like that, but after it left this range, it should never come back again, but it did. And yeah, that was just the beginning of the end, really. And yeah, at the moment after it really like lost this fair value gap here and failed to come back above it, I was like kind of feeling that it will likely go back for me there, and then it is what it is, right? But nonetheless, what's the account balance? It's like slightly above 1k down this week, which will require me to start the comeback next week. Otherwise, the first one might go for the fences. But yeah, nonetheless, this is it. I'm back next week with fresh mind and fresh ideas, I believe, or I hope, and we'll see how it will go, whether this account will survive another week or will it be dusted. And yeah, thanks for watching. Someone that stayed this long, 3 people watching, so respect and kudos to you. I wish you a pleasant weekend and see you next week. So bye bye.